Our centering time today will be guided by the amazing Tanya Tyler.
There is one divine source. We call this source God, Spirit, Universe, Keakua. This source divinely connects each and every one of us and allows us to be one with it. As we are connected with this divine guiding source, we are allowed to express ourselves more fully, more completely. And I accept that for this experience today in our service, that we will each have open hearts to hear exactly what is necessary and needed for this moment, that the message will be shared fully and completely and with an open heart and open mind. And I give grateful thanks, gratitude for each one of us being here, gratitude that technology allows those to be with us from a distance as well. And I accept all of this as already happening and release it to the law. And so it is.
And now it is my honor and privilege to get to introduce our speaker for today. November's theme is Return to the One, and our speaker is Julia Mattis with her talk entitled Sacred Relationship. But first, a little bit about Julia. Julia is a licensed practitioner and the most recent recipient of the CSL Practitioner Emeritus Award. Let's give a big woohoo for that. She is a member of the CSL Global Services Committee, the Ernest Holmes Archives Marketing Committee, and the CSL Marketing Task Force. She is also a ministerial student at the Holmes Institute. She has been an entrepreneur for the last 35 years with extensive experience in sales and marketing, social media, fundraising, donor cultivation, and real estate. She has served in leadership positions on a number of local and national nonprofit boards and is deeply involved in giving and serving. Presently residing in Elliott City, Maryland, she is thrilled to be on the Big Island, and we're hoping she'll come and visit us more. Please help me welcome the amazing Julia.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm talking about. So you said I have what, an hour? Is it hour 20 minutes? Yeah. Go for it. Go for it? Okay. Pleasure, sir. Mahalo. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for inviting me here today. Can you hear me, Bill? Okay, good. I just want to make sure you can hear me. I have to tell you, it's such an honor and a delight to be here today in person. Last time I spoke to you guys, it was like this. So it's really lovely to actually squeeze you and hug you and hold you and be in person with you. So this is really kind of special for me. First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Nadine for the invitation, as well as your board of trustees. And of course, my delightful hostess, Tina, who has been spoiled me rotten for the last couple of days with her gracious hospitality. All right, let's just take a collective breath. Be here now. Come to the one. Nice. You know, it's funny that we're having sort of these technical issues today because Arliss and I actually came here yesterday to test the microphones and we couldn't get in. Oh, yeah. So being the good religious scientists that we are, we pivoted and went to lunch. Because that's what we do. And sitting out there, I guess it was around the corner under the flowering trees, the blue sky, having this beautiful lunch, I felt compelled to confess to Arliss And I have to tell you, I'm built in such a way that I need to have the talk titles like months in advance. Dr. Nadine will tell you, it's just a thing I have. And so I had this talk written 4 weeks ago. I'm that student who gets homework in early, right? That's me, that's me. So my confession really runs along the line. So I told Arliss yesterday, I got to rewrite the whole talk. Because, yeah, you get it, right? Yeah, so I read my talk and I thought, you know what? No, I can't do this. So I am going to keep notes here just so that you guys know, because I literally just finished this morning. And the reason why I said yes to coming to speak, and when I said yes 4 months ago, I really had no idea how deeply this was going to impact me. Really, I've only been here 4 days. I had no idea how deeply I would feel welcomed, connected, loved, embraced. And it's from that place that I had to pivot, and I had to redo this whole talk, because I wanted to share with you my experience in relationship to sacred relationship based on just the last 4 days, which I don't know, feels like I've been here a year already. So it's really been wonderful. And as I read your vision and your mission, the word aloha clearly holds a special place for you all. And as I understand it, it means love, compassion, respect for all beings, that it's not merely a word or a way of life, a philosophy that actually mirrors sacred relationship, this idea of sacred relationship. So right out of the gates, I just wanted to highlight this profound connection that kind of came to me with this word aloha and the topic that I'm actually talking about today, which is sacred relationship. I have learned and started to embody this new sense of the word sacred just from being here. Everybody's nodding. At home, everyone's nodding because they're really understanding that I have had a transformative experience just in the few days that I've been here. So, what is sacred relationship? Do you know? Do you know? No? Okay, well, let's maybe start with what it's not. So 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, Dr. Nadine and I, when she was at our center, were working on social media memes. And the topic was social relationship, sacred relationship, sorry. So any of you who know me, I'm kind of passionate about social media and doing my memes. I know you all follow me. And it's kind of a passion that I have. So I got to work, right? Cutting out all these great pictures of people and hearts and love and all this gooey stuff. And then I sent the slideshow off to Dr. Nadine. Now you have to understand that Dr. Nadine and I are always connected by text and email. So the phone rings. Uh-oh, something must be wrong. So I picked up the phone, I said, yes. And on the other end of the phone, in a very kind, loving voice, she said, very nice slideshow, very nice. But do you actually know what sacred relationship means? Well, apparently not. So she said, what do you think sacred relationship means? And so I thought, it was people and love and these connections. Well, it's not. It's actually not. So what she said to me was, and yeah, just bear with me because I literally just spilled this all out this morning. She actually said, no, not really. Sacred relationship, not sacred relationships. And that was the mistake I made, right? Subtle, but huge. Sacred relationship. Sacred relationship is the relationship we have with ourselves and with the God of our understanding. So my jaw practically hit the floor and my PowerPoint suddenly felt very out of place. And I got it. And I got it. So as I hung up the phone, I felt a sense of enlightenment because although I had been off the mark, I was completely inspired to change how I created the whole slideshow out of it. So what then is sacred relationship, if that's what it's not? Well, according to our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, our work, our endeavor, is not so much to find God as it is to realize God's presence within us and to understand that this presence is always with us. Nothing can be nearer to you than that which is the very essence of your being. That's pretty profound. And that is from Ernest Holmes' Reader on Practical Wisdom, page 18. So the most sacred relationship that we can have then is with the divine, the infinite intelligence that guides the universe. That's what we get to do, right? That's what we get to do. Sacred relationship is about recognizing and embodying the divinity that's within us, that's within you, that's within you, and nurturing it. It's about understanding and acknowledging our interconnectedness, not only with each other and universal consciousness, but the source of life itself. Sit with that for a minute. According to Dr. Nadine in a previous talk that she gave, sacred relationship is the self-givingness of God, creating life out of itself as love by means of the natural law of its being. It is sacred and holy and immune to tampering. Immune to tampering. Therefore, my sacred relationship with the ultimate, supreme, infinite intelligence that lives within and as me is untouchable. Untouchable, even by my own thoughts. I saw a penny drop. Powerful, absolutely powerful. So in other words, it is our sacred center, our sacred center. Shelley Ballard, marriage and family therapist, says this: if a sacred relationship is anything, it's everything. It doesn't look a certain way. It looks like what's showing up in front of you right now, always. And it doesn't get much sacred, much more sacred than that. Because in our teaching, we believe that God is all there is, then everything and everyone is simply just God Godding. You like that? Yeah. God Godding. That's what we're doing right now. We're Godding. How cool is that? How cool is that? In knowing and accepting that God is in, as, and through me, I can see and know that everything is safe. And that I am in sacred relationship with everything, everyone. See how that works? It's always there. When I contemplate the idea that a sacred relationship encompasses everything, it becomes a joyful revelation that every experience, every encounter, every emotion, every moment holds the potential for profound connection to and with God. Feel that? You know, we often think that perhaps it should be something ethereal, right? Some otherworldly connection. But the truth is, sacred can be found in the mundane. And that was the topic actually last month. The ordinary and the everyday. It's in the laughter shared with friends, the smile with a stranger, the rustling leaves in the wind, and the quiet moments of solitude. So all of life, in all of its multiplicities, in all of its beautiful imperfections, that is sacred relationship. So circling back to when I began my story about the PowerPoint presentation, you know, the one where I thought it was about relationships, it turns out I wasn't entirely wrong after all. And I have another quote here from Shelley Ballard that I simply adore. She says, if you're not experiencing sacredness, connection, or fulfillment in your life, the place to look for it is not in another person or within another person, it's within yourself. And believe it or not, these words can completely transform the way we navigate relationships with others. Think about that for a moment. Sacredness, connection, and fulfillment aren't some external treasures waiting for us to find out there. They actually reside deep within the chambers of our own hearts. And Shelley's wisdom is a reminder for us to turn our gaze inward always. Start there. So this journey is a profound exploration of self-discovery, self-love, and self-acceptance. It's about understanding that the most fundamental sacred bond that we can have is the one that we share with ourselves and with the God of our understanding. And as it turns out, that's the bedrock on which all other connections are built. And as we embark on this quest to uncover sacredness, connection, and fulfillment from within, we open the door to a world of amazing possibilities. Because guess what? It means we're actually holding the keys to our own happiness. Our own happiness. Our inner landscape becomes this fertile ground where we can nurture the seeds of a more meaningful and joyful life. It's a call to self-empowerment, personal responsibility, and it reminds us that the voids within shouldn't be expected to be filled with external relationships. But now we come back around to the quote and my PowerPoint, because here's the beautiful paradox in this. As we embrace this internal journey, we become better equipped to engage in healthier, more authentic, more fulfilling relationships with others. How cool is that? The quality of our connection with the world within directly mirrors the quality of our relationship with others. That's pretty powerful. So I've been having the most profound conversations with my wonderful hostess, Tina, over here, about what being in sacred relationship with others actually looks like kind of in this real world, right? We sit here and we talk about this, but like, how does it actually translate out there into the real world? And she's helped me to understand, my wise teacher, that the sacredness in others, no matter what experience I think I'm having, right? Actually with someone, right? It doesn't matter. No matter what I'm thinking and feeling, what experience I'm having, that's a sacred moment with them. No matter what they're doing or how they show up. No matter what they're doing or how they show up. It's an intentional, conscious decision to see beyond the surface, to recognize the divine light within each soul. To your beautiful meditation today, right? That divine light, we're always recognizing and looking for that. Whether it's a passing smile or a friend's heartfelt exchange, or as Tina says, when somebody cuts you off on the highway, right? We're always recognizing the sacredness of others because they are not their behavior. They are not their behavior. They are still sacred. And personally, for me, how sacred relationship and my connection revolves around what I refer to my God voice. It's right here. It's potential internal guidance system that serves as my connection. That's how it shows up for me. And as an example, recently, my sister-in-law, who lived next door to us, but with whom I wasn't particularly close, she was a very difficult person to connect with, shall we say. She just recently passed about 2 or 3 weeks ago from a prolonged battle with cancer. And in the midst of all of her medical struggles, there had been a significant communication gap between the two of us. However, something really profound happened about a week before she passed. On Tuesday, I connected with this divine, this sacred relationship that I'm talking about. And I've had connection with what I can just call my God voice. And God said, call her. I've never called her before. I picked up the phone and called her. And it was amazing. The connection that we made She was clear, she was conscious, which she hadn't been. She was open. She was grateful. And we made that connection on the phone. It was no more than 10 minutes. But it was profound. It was very profound. Because the divine essence within me connected with the divine essence in her. That night she had a stroke. 5 days later, she passed. That's my sacred relationship. That was my connection with the divine. How brilliant was that? Oh, it's these profound moments that show the beauty and the power and the awe that can happen when we open ourselves up to sacred relationship with the divine and with each other. Despite the external challenges, despite the complexities of human dynamics, there are moments when this divine connection transcends everything, revealing the depth and the significance of the sacred. And in the end, that sacred relationship again is a profound dance of connection that begins with ourselves and extends to others, and it touches the boundless realm of the divine. We are integral participants in its beautiful unfolding, always, everywhere, with everyone. So where do you begin? How do you nurture this sacred connection? For me, I have a few practices I just wanted to share with you. Mindfulness, cultivating a sacred relationship requires being present in the moment. In my case, it helps me slow down. Those of you who know I need that. Mindfulness helps me appreciate the small joys of life, fostering deep connection with my inner self and the world around me. Then there's authentic communication. Just as open and honest and authentic communication is key in any external relationship, it's also key and crucial to have that same communication with myself. I want to be truthful about my thoughts and feelings and listen to my inner voice. Authentic communication helps me build trust with myself and becomes the foundation upon which I build my trust with others. And of course, community support. Right? That's why we're here. Surround yourself with supportive community. It's so important to have people with you on the journey. It's just a beautiful, beautiful process. Lastly, Post-it notes. So I'm a Post-it note girl. I actually brought my Post-it notes with me. And I put these on everything. They go on my computer screen, they go on my day timer. Sometimes I even put them on my car, the flap of my car, the sun visor. Do what you have to do, right? Do what you have to do to connect and to remind yourself of that connection. In the moments when it's hardest, I have to tell you, these have been lifesavers. So I'll just read them to you. What quality of God do I want to embody today? Show me, how can I embody the sacred? Show me who I am and what wants to come through me now. And what does it mean to become a more loving, sacred version of myself? True story. So just to wrap up things, before I move into the second half of my talk, embodying the sacred relationship is like embarking on a grand adventure where you are both the explorer and the treasure waiting to be found. It's an amazing journey of self-discovery, self-love, and self-acceptance. It's the art of building a bond with yourself that is so deep and so divine that it overflows into the rest of your connections in your life. It's an ongoing process, and yes, it can be a little tricky and a little unpredictable. But here's to embracing that journey with open hearts and open minds. to treating yourself with the same kindness and compassion that you offer to others. Life is a marvelous, miraculous, and woven with the golden threads of connection. And it's the most essential that thread begins. Be the artist of your own sacred masterpiece. Infuse it with love, joy, and meaning, and aloha, and let it spill over into the world. So it is.